So, didn't record it yesterday, so we've got a big chunk. So, when you last saw me, there was a small little arc. So, I went through all of the sort of like, basically the welcome Brooke to the tea. It basically is because when you like see sort of like a member either become more official with Robinson and I always forget how to pronounce the name, the Navigator, because they were at first and then they transitioned to like more permanent members. And then with all of them, they all had like a small little story bringing them on, which I think is a fun idea of like, okay, here's sort of like a story that's like introduces them in a better way. So you had this sort of like ghost town, which I like because I love horror. I love like spooky, scary, that all of that, which is really good, really creative, and just really fun. That was just really. I know some people I've heard because like I'm be doing this while I'm connected to the Wi-Fi. So at a certain point, I'll be like, okay, good episode, pause. Okay, so that's how the comments feel about it. I just been doing that. I've also been looking there because I've been like, okay, now where's the title card? Because besides the first opener, I haven't really been watching the opener to the series. I don't know if that's like sinful bad, but yeah. Then comes later, after that, you have them come to this new island, and what happened there was just so good. It introduces the story into, also I love the foreshadowing that like you have like it brings us all the way back to when they first got into sort of like the great love, the great sea. Why do I keep forgetting things? And it's like, oh wait, Laboon. I think that was just creative. Like they could have just been like, oh, and then rich person. No, they just tied it together, which I think is super creative. And they did it again at another point, which I also thought was creative. It seems like they're like seamlessly hiding these small details. And I was like, oh wait, it's paying off. So again, I forgot that, but yeah, I remember that because that was just so like creative. And the last thing I wanted to say was one of the things that I think like are interesting is in this new place. They have this like really interesting story where it's like building. It's like building pressure because you know something's going to happen. And I feel like that whole thing is introducing not the villains that will come now, but like people, because they talk about a lot of different captains. So it's like, okay, so we're going to be dealing with these people in a bit. They're gonna be people that we deal with the story and all this stuff, etc, etc, etc. There's a certain point where it looks like, oh no, this is gonna happen. But I'm not gonna lie, and I am gonna be honest when I know these things. I know the time skip exists, and I've seen like images like before, of after, of all the crew during the time skip. So I kind of know that all of these people, while they were like having what happens if you know, you know, I didn't know where I was like, oh, they're gonna be fine. This is an old episode, I kind of got a bit spoiled. I kind of assumed I was never gonna watch the series. I'm glad I do. Yay! Oh. Anyway, and they did a small thing on, and this is where I'm up to now. Just one of the episodes on sort of like this is where the crew's been, and two, the small thing with like the Amazons, and that was fun. That was fun and creative, so I just love it. And I definitely and I wouldn't say villain. I loved the antagonist. The way that they did the antagonist is so clever. So yeah. That was that. That was episode 335 to basically episode 418. That was a lot. So yeah, tomorrow's episode is not gonna be as much, but that's 2 days off. So I was like, I'm too tired and I wanted a day off recording, so I skipped Friday. So yeah, that's why.